This is Jake Russmeyer. He is a passenger on the cruise ship that is plagued with the hantavirus. Now, he is one of the 17 passengers that is from the United States. Actually has a travel blog on IG, and he had released a very tearful statement. If you haven't heard yet, the MV Honduras cruise ship that was working its way up to the African coast has been plagued with the hantavirus. 3 people have died, 1 is in critical condition, and 2 other crew members are now showing signs of respiratory failure. The hantavirus is the same virus that killed Gene Hackman's wife last year in New Mexico. This virus comes from urine and feces from rats. Officials are saying that this virus usually does not travel person to person, but they cannot confirm that at this time. They also don't know if this was an infection that was already on the cruise ship or that somebody brought in. Now, Jake did post this day 1 update yesterday. In that tearful statement, he said that everything on that ship felt very real and very uncertain.
Don't let that ship leave the ocean with all those passengers on it. Do not let that ship dock anywhere. Keep those passengers on that ship in the Atlantic Ocean that has them passengers on it with that hantavirus. It's the videos that I'm seeing on TikTok. A lot of people are actually making fun of the situation. And it's diabolical to me because when it doesn't affect you or your family or your loved ones, and it doesn't change the trajectory of your life today, it doesn't affect you. But for the people who saying that, don't let those people off that ship, wouldn't it be a whole different story if it was one of your loved ones on that ship?
I don't even think that cruise ship should dock. They cannot leave that ship. They can't get off that ship. I'm sorry, y'all got to stay in the middle of the ocean. Buddy talking about, I just want to come home. I'm so scared. I feel it, brother. I feel it, but not like there's no way they can just casually reintegrate back into society, right? Like we literally cannot have a part 2. There has to be extensive testing and extensive quarantine done. Like one person dying is like, 2 people dying, that's a pattern. 3 people dying, lock that bitch down. No one comes in or out until we figure out what the source is and what is going on. Because we cannot have a part 2. We mentally aren't even prepared for a part 2. Everybody talking about, another lockdown. Another lockdown with a virus, though, that's outside. You're not mentally prepared.
That ship better stay wet in the ocean and never dock. I'm telling you, we cannot do this again. No, not in this economy. Not when the gas is that high up. Oh no. That hantavirus, whatever that shit is, it better stay in hell because I'm not entertaining any idea, okay? Donald Trump, I don't want this shit, whatever this virus is. I only have 2 holes, okay? And from what I heard, if you get infected, the mortality rate is at 40%. That means you're dead.
I hate to say it, but that cruise ship that got the hantavirus, sorry to those people, but y'all may need to circle around the ocean until all that shit is cleared up. And even then, I want them transported in a sterile environment that does not touch land. I felt like that was nicer than saying nuke the ship. But no, in all seriousness, I hope those people get the help they need. But please, like, they're talking about a lockdown 2.0. Okay, that's going to be so horrible because we're just going to get locked down and we're just not going to have any money. At least during like the first lockdown with COVID, people were getting something. They've exhausted every dollar in time. So worst case scenario, we have the lockdown and still forced to go to work while sick and people are dying. Best case scenario, we stay home and we end up homeless because they're still going to charge us. I mean, it's just a lose. But yeah, I don't even want to think about what the hantavirus can do to your body. I don't even want to think about that. And I'm pretty sure they've gotten rid of the CDC and all that type of shit. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, I want that ship to stay at sea. I don't even want to think of the possibility of y'all stepping on land.
South Africans are panicking right now because a new deadly virus has just entered the country. So let's talk about what's really happening. A person from Britain with the Hunter virus is currently being treated in ICU in a hospital in Johannesburg. And this disease has a 40% fatality rate, meaning it's very dangerous. So this happened when there was an outbreak of the disease on a cruise ship, which was passing South Africa. 3 people actually died from the disease who were on the ship. So that's also pretty concerning. And this British man was very ill and he needed urgent treatment. And South Africa was one of the closest countries with adequate facilities who could treat him. So he was evacuated here. There was also one other woman from the ship in South Africa with the disease. So that's 2 cases. But the health department is urging for calm because this disease is not usually very contagious at all between humans. So it's very unlikely that anyone else in the country will contract the disease.
So what's going on, guys? I'm trusting that you're all doing well today and welcome to the channel. So currently there's a lot that is going on worldwide, and brace yourself, guys, because nobody knows, we might end up having another lockdown. Yes, and this is stressing already. This is stressing a lot of people. This is stressing a lot of citizens from, various parts of the world. And as we speak right now, this virus has been confirmed in Eastern Asia, some parts of Europe, and currently in South Africa. The South African people are not really having it because currently they have like a lot going on. They have the xenophobia stuff going on, and it's just so chaotic. And the USA is not left behind because these guys have really gone through it. The year is not even half, but the United States of America is really going through it. You can imagine how the economy has deteriorated right now, and people are just like, not another lockdown, because how is it gonna look like for people who are working, for people who have families to feed and all that? But ladies and gentlemen, that is not what we're delving into today. So you've seen a lot of creators, you've seen a lot of people, just talking about this Atlantic ship that apparently had people who are infected with that virus, and people are actually saying that those people should not be left to step onto the land. But I know it's easier said than done, especially when it's not your family, when you don't have anything associated with those people. But I just hope that maybe the WHO, or rather the healthcare organizations, could come up with a better strategy so that they're able to mitigate the situation, because personally I'm not ready for another lockdown. And you know how business were affected, you know how the human life especially was really, really low. Like, I feel like this is something that the whole world is not prepared for. The whole world has never been prepared for pandemic, because at the same time, you've seen like this virus, when it catches you, it has like up to 40% high rate of just getting you down just like that. It's not like corona where you go to quarantine and all that. This one finishes you on the spot, possibly, as said by the healthcare people. So tell me, what do you think about this issue, and how do you think, or rather how do you feel that the people who are concerned with the healthcare department worldwide should be able to mitigate this? Because, guys, the economy is really, really, really bad. And I'm not talking about the United States of America alone. I'm talking about every and or rather each other part of this, this universe, because right now we are still hanging on to Iran and USA war, just wishing, or rather looking forward, if things could just level up and people could go back to having diplomatic discussions and just staying in harmony. But then again, the United States of America people, or rather the citizens, they're very scared, and it's one issue after the other. They've not finished with the ICE. They've not finished with Trump tampering into Iran's, issues. It's just a lot. So ladies and gentlemen, leave your comment down below. Let me know, like, what are some of the best ways that this health organization can try to mitigate the situation, And what do you think we should do with the people who are at the board? Because ideally we can't leave them there, and ideally we cannot just sit and say like we want them to be there, we don't want them to be mixed with other people, of which that would maybe be a solution. But then again, they're just human, they have families, they have friends who are looking up to them again. So ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're new here, my name is Yvonne, and to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for staying. And to my new subscribers, you're welcome to being part of my online family, and cheers.